Today, a bit of pencil nostalgia. Hello, everyone. Today, we're looking at this vintage pack of pencils of a style that those of a certain age will be familiar with. Although I don't know how vintage these are. In the packaging, I see no date. You can see that I purchased it for 50 cents from my local Mennonite thrift, where every purchase is a gift to the world, as their sign says. The packaging looks a bit dated, but I don't know if this goes back into the 80s from the time when I remember these pencils. So some of the information here makes me think these were later than that and came from one of those order from China catalogs that were so popular for a while. And looks like they were originally $1, so I got it for half off an unopened package. So these are called multi-point pencils. There's 10 of them here for 50 cents. 5 cents a pencil, that's not bad. And these have, as you can see, whimsical animal faces on the pencils. My temptation is to leave it intact, but it's not a museum piece. It's not going to be in the Smithsonian, so I might as well crack it open and let these pencils live their best life now. So let's take a look at these multi-point pencils. Let's pull out one of each style. We'll set the other 5 aside. So we have 2 of each. Green with blue elephants, orange with brown monkeys, yellow with orange tigers, like a salmon color or something with leopards, and blue with lions. So what is a multi-point pencil? Those of you of a certain age will know exactly what this is. I don't recall having this curious 2-part cap. I'm not sure. This is supposed to be an eraser. If so, it's hardened and is not functional at this point. Maybe that's what it was supposed to be, an eraser. Designed with a hole in it, I guess, so kids don't choke. Same with the cap. So the cap has a cap. That's unique. I don't remember that about these pencils, so that may be a later development. Let's look at the green one, because green's my favorite, and elephants are fun. Multi-point pencil. What is a multi-point pencil? Well, that's a really irritating design. That separate cap that comes off. Okay, so multi-point pencil. The ones I had, I recall being clear in the shaft, or translucent at least, so you could see what was going on inside. The point of a multi-point pencil is you have, at least the marketing said, you will always have a sharp point because there are multiple points within the pencil. As you can see, I've just opened this and we have a nice needle point right there. So you're riding along, you're taking your test, you're in your classroom, and your point becomes dull. Rather than going to the pencil sharpener, you eject that point, bring it around to the butt end, reinsert it there, and a new point comes out. So you just continually cycle through them. Boy, that was easier to grip when I was little. Continuously cycle through. I can't imagine a kid having the finger dexterity to pull that out. I'm trying not to break the lead. Oh well, you get the idea. You just continuously cycle through. Yeah, I can force it out using the... There. Good heavens. Okay. Dull point, stick it in the back. New point pops out. Neat, clever idea, right? And there's, I don't know how many in there, 10 or 12. The beauty of it is, supposedly you always have a fresh point available. Just take out the old one, pop it through, you got the new point. Until you cycle through. Then you have a pencil with a continuous supply of dull points, which nobody wants that. So you end up using this point until it's an unpleasant, blunt tip, which that point is it's going to vary from person to person. At what point you decide this is too blunt, I'm going to cycle that back through. I like a sharp point, so that would occur pretty quickly for me. I'm writing or drawing, it gets dulled, I cycle it back through. Suddenly, after 10 or 12 times like that, a few days of use, you end up with a pencil where the point is always dull, no matter what you do, with no way of sharpening it. So, clever idea, but in execution, it's problematic for that reason. Still, for the hit of nostalgia, it was worth the 50 cents to me to own this. Now, again, I don't remember them being that difficult to pull the lead out and put it back through. This may be a cost-cutting, lowest bidder kind of cheapest manufacturing piece. So the quality is therefore significantly reduced from its heyday. But fun design. Again, clever idea, but in use, you can see where that might be less than ideal. At least with a wooden pencil, you could then get up and go to the sharpener. And anyway, let's try it out since we have it out here. It's a bit of a scratchy number 2 lead. Not too bad. If it was an overly soft graphite, then it would just exacerbate that problem of cycling through the points quickly and ending up with a pencil full of rather useless blobs, dull points. So there you go. Was it worth 50 cents to relive the glory days? Not exactly the glory days. The oddities that were available to a youth in the early 1980s. Yeah, for 50 cents. I enjoyed this little trip down memory lane. Any of you recall using one of these in school, and what was your experience with it? Do you still have them knocking around in your drawer somewhere? Comment below. These are unlikely to get much more use. Maybe I'll find a youth who isn't yet jaded and is optimistic enough to think that this is a terrific idea. Thanks for watching this nostalgic pencil review. Hope to see you here again next time.